This clip is sponsored by Med Travelers. If you're an SLP interested in travel therapy, visit medtravelers.com to get started.
So let's talk about one where you are a speaker and you're
Okay.
not using this compassionate communication strategy because you haven't learned it.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to come to me. What setting are you in, Jennifer?
So I do early intervention and babies coming out of the NICU.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Okay. So are you in the hospitals for that?
Homes. So as
Oh,
soon
you
as they're
go into homes
discharged.
once they
Yep.
are coming
Mm-hmm.
out of the NICU, not while they're in the NICU.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
Correct.
you're going into homes. So I want
Mm-hmm.
you to, and this is obviously for our listeners, this is just a made up
Mm-hmm.
story, but I want
Yeah.
you, knowing that, because you know about that, why don't you pretend I'm your friend and, or
Mm-hmm.
somebody you live with, and you, excuse me, you come home and you want to tell me about maybe just something awful that happened to you on your
Okay.
workday.
That like
Just a
with it
couple
within.
sentences
Okay.
about what's going on for you, and you're
Okay.
just going to express, you're just going to lay
Okay.
it all out. You just got home and, oh man, this has been challenging. You get home and you're ready to just dump it on somebody. I'll be your
I,
somebody.
okay. All right. So, uh, it's so frustrating today because I I have this appointment set up every single Tuesday at 9 o'clock, and I get there and they're getting ready to leave. And so I drove all the way there, and then I just ended up sitting in a parking lot, wasting my time instead of seeing this child that I have scheduled all the time. And mom knows that we have this set aside every single week at this time.
Yeah. Okay. So if I were to unlayer that and listen to your story, I could connect to that you had an appointment. You were
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be at that appointment at a set time.
Mm-hmm.
You showed up at set time, but
Mm-hmm.
mom was walking out of the door with the
Mm-hmm.
person you had the appointment with.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'd say, wow. So I'm processing all of that. That's all the observational piece that I'm processing
Okay.
from what you're saying. And if I would say to you, so are you feeling frustrated right now?
Yes, I'm so frustrated. It was a complete waste of my time.
Okay. So are you having a need for more respect of your time?
Yes, I met my end of the bargain and was there at our agreed upon time. So, yeah, I feel like my time isn't being respected.
Okay. So it sounds like you're frustrated. It sounds like you're really needing support from the mom. You're needing
Hmm.
understanding from the mom, respect for the schedule, respect for your time.
Hmm.
So let's take that situation now. And if we were going to work together and I'm your friend and I said to you, all right, well, let's talk to mom about that. Let's figure out a way that we could try to meet your need for respect or for
Hmm.
order or for acknowledging, the schedule. So compliance to the schedule.
Hmm.
How could we frame that using the 4-step process?
Okay, so now I'm talking with the mom.
You'll talk to mom.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So, okay, and guide me along the way but I'll, you want me to do what I think just from what I've learned thus far, how I could incorporate those.
Yes. No judgment
Okay.
whatsoever. This is just your
Okay.
very, very first practice on the spot.
Okay. Okay. I got this. I got this. Okay.
Because imagine
Um,
you've come home now, and this is what we want
yes.
our listeners to do. I want you to reflect
Mm-hmm.
on this, and I want to
Yes.
have this conversation with mom because my needs are not being met, and I'm having these
Yes.
serious feelings. So something needs to change. But in order to change it,
Mm-hmm.
maybe mom repeat this happens time and time again. So
Yeah.
you need to find a way to self-advocate and show up
Mm-hmm.
and talk to mom, but you don't want to turn mom off, turn her away, frustrate her.
Mm-hmm.
You want to keep that great bond that you guys have and that
Yeah.
connection. So
Mm-hmm.
let's kind of talk through the 4-step process on what you could say to mom.
Okay. So, Mom, I observe that when we have our appointments scheduled every Tuesday at 9, sometimes you're there and ready to go, and there are other times where you are not. And for example, last week when I showed up and you were walking out as I arrived, we weren't able to have our scheduled session.
Okay, let's stop right there.
Okay.
So that's the observation. And I would say tighten that up even more because when
Mm-hmm.
you say, which was a great job, by the way, very good job. When you say, Mom, there's sometimes you're there and sometimes you're not,
Mm.
that is not objective. And it could leave mom to
Okay.
think, what are you talking about? I've missed one session. And she could go
Yeah.
on to the defense. So
Yes.
this is why we practice. So we want to come from a place and say, Mom, when I came over in March on the 1st, 3rd, and 15th at 9 p.m., you had left.
Mm.
Or, Mom, out of the 8 scheduled sessions at 9 a.m. on Tuesday, for 6 of them, you were not available
Mm.
or we were not able to have our
Okay.
session.
Yeah. So
So
black
we
and
want to
white.
just hone in on black and white specific.
Okay.
Yes. And this is why we practice because, yes, then mom might say, oh, wait, was it 6? Or, it's more
Mm-hmm.
specific. Like she's not going to go on to the defense like she's feeling judged. You're just saying,
Yeah.
hey, out of these like 4 out of 6 appointments, this is what happened.
Mm-hmm.
So we're being very clear. So let's go on to the next step. And again, we can always start with, and you did, when I observe. You said,
Mm-hmm.
I observed. So you could also say, when I see that in
Mm-hmm.
3 out of the 5 appointments at 9 a.m., you are not home.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
let's go on to the next step.
Feelings. Okay.
Mhm.
I feel okay. Let me just think for a second because this is
Yes,
exactly why
absolutely.
practicing. Okay.
And
So
that's what you
what
want to
do
do.
I
You want to
feel?
be intentional, really
Yes.
connect to your feeling.
Yes. So I feel because I feel like it's so easy to always say frustrated because that's
But
I
if
feel
that's
like
how
there's
you're feeling, that's okay.
okay. Okay. I feel frustrated that I arrive at our scheduled appointments and you're not home.
Okay. And you can even simplify more and just say, I feel
Okay.
frustrated. You
I
don't
feel
even have to
frustrated.
keep
Okay.
going. Yep.
Okay.
When I come to 2 out of the 4 appointments
Mm-hmm.
and you're not here, I feel frustrated. And you can
Okay.
just cut it right there to really
Okay.
keep it simplified. Because again, it's about you and you're
Mm-hmm.
practicing. And when we know we're practicing, less is more. Keep it
Okay.
simple. I
You're
feel
right.
frustrated. Okay.
Okay.
So now you're unlayering that
Mm-hmm.
frustration. You're saying to yourself, Jennifer, why do I get frustrated?
Mm-hmm.
Because maybe Stephanie, when Stephanie shows up to her scheduled appointments and the parents aren't there, she is so excited. She's like, oh, this gives me 10 minutes to do a meditation in my car before I go in. Yes. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
so everybody kind of sees things differently. So let's kind of
Gotcha.
unlayer
Okay.
what your need is from that frustration.
Okay. So I need communication from you if you're not going to be able to keep your scheduled appointments on the days
Perfect.
we have them.
Okay. Now, do you feel that that was actionable? What action will mom take? Did you specify what action she would
Okay.
need to
So
take?
I need you to call or text me the morning of to let me know that you will not be home before I drive to our appointment.
Yes. Very good. And it's very detailed and it's positive. It's very
Mm-hmm.
positive. It's very clear. She's got to pick up
Mm-hmm.
the phone. She's got to call you. It's got to be at this specific time of the day
Mm-hmm.
to tell you she's not coming. So now, very good job. So now mom says, oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Right. Sure, Jennifer. How can you ask a follow-up question to make sure that she understood the clear, actionable, positive request?
Are there any roadblocks you see right now or any reason that you feel like you wouldn't be able to call or text me the morning of to let me know?
Good. And you repeated the morning of to let me know. Great. So you're connecting with her. And again, if you want to even simplify it
Mm-hmm.
further, we can just connect to how do you feel about calling
Mm-hmm.
me the
Okay.
morning of your scheduled appointment, the day of your scheduled
Mm-hmm.
appointment to let me know you're not coming? Is that something you can do? Do you need any support with that? How are you feeling about that? Because what we're doing now is we've made our need very
Mm-hmm.
clear. We need communication. We
Mm-hmm.
need to know. We need to plan our day. So we need that respect. But what does mom need
Mm.
in that moment? Because she might say, "Oh, you know what? Sometimes that's really hard. My morning just flies by, and I didn't realize I had something on the calendar." And then
Mhm.
I thought, oh, I got to hurry up and get to that. And I totally lose track and lose sight of our time together, Jennifer. I'm so sorry. And you could say,
Yeah. I
how
could
can
say,
I?
How can I help you? How can I help
Yes,
you be successful with this?"
yes, exactly.
Okay.
So we just turn the table back after our
Mhm.
request. We say, how do you feel about it? What are
Okay.
you needing? How can I support you?